start off scoring here with a follow-up by Ducot on a miss of Sonny Jaworski to cut down the lead to 11. Bench scoring there in the first half also went to Great Taste with a +5 over Ginebra San Miguel.
Well, Abe King had 2 points for Great Taste. Kai Dick also 2 points. Quadless with 4 and Carpio with 6. Now, Jaworski has not scored yet. He had 6 points from Isaac. He came off the bench. Dante Gonzalgo 3, and from Carbonilla 9. So that's a 14 to 9 in favor of Great Taste +5.
Ducot picking up his 4th personal foul in that last play against Kennedy. It saved them the 2 points. We have a minute gone by here in the third quarter. A bad pass there by Carpio. So a turnover in favor of Ginebra. Chito Loizaga getting a baseball pitch, trying to look for his first 2 points. Still can't get it.
And crashes on Philip Cesar down on the floor, taking a plunge. He really wanted to go for the offensive rebound, felt a little bit bad about missing it from the side shot, instead coming up with his first personal foul.
Still an 11-point lead being enjoyed by Great Taste. Atoy bringing up the ball, going against Joey Loizaga, comes up with a jumper, is fouled, going to the hoop.
Oh, that'll be the 3rd personal foul against the Spitfire. Joey Loizaga can't buy a basket today. Score standing at 57-46 in favor of Great Taste. Top by 11. Atoy Ko wants to stretch it. Very steady.
He had a 3-point shot plus a conversion from the outside in the first quarter. Did not see action in the second quarter. He's got 7 points in the ball game right now. Back to a 13-point lead for Great Taste.
Atoy Ko keeping an eye on Joey. Base on the outside. Carpio on him. Nice pump. Up he goes. A one-hander. Graceful.
Bates really trying to get the team back into the ball game right now. That was a very good offensive move, which got the defensive man off track. The 2 guys coming out to help just didn't have enough time to do so. Kennedy with another getaway there and a follow-up shot. There's going to be a loose ball foul on Ducot, which is not going to make the shot count.
And the bench on their feet, and Bongo trying to recall Abe King, getting involved, very emotional. Now breaks up with a smile, says, just in case, might change his mind.
Trying to get the movement. What happened here? No, they counted the shot. Yes.
It's going to be a 3-point play.
Ducot also picking up his 5th personal foul in that last play. I think one of the referees, the lead referees, counted the shot, so Kennedy has a chance for a 3-point play now. And he completes it.
Ginebra San Miguel playing with 3 team fouls, with 10 and 20 here in the third quarter. Fabiosa now is covering Jaworski. Odinana. Of course, switching over to Joey. Looking for a cutter. Billy Ray Bates at the wings, not making his move.
3-point shot by Joey. Still no success. Good rebounding there by Kennedy. Starts a fast break for Great Taste. Carpio with a good fake. This time getting the better against Billy.
100 pass anticipated by Kennedy, intended for Cordinera.
Joey's playing very poorly in this game. His timing is well off. There's a turnover committed by Darrell Kennedy.
You know, Kennedy was able already to get away from Billy Ray Bates and lost control. And Joey knows that he's not at par to his game, and he gets pulled out by Rina Salazar. Distrito's back in the ball game. Here comes the Black Superman. Fouled by Kennedy for Future Train's 3rd personal foul.
Kennedy cheating a little in defense, did not follow his man, stayed in the blue paint. So Billy coming in just held on to him to make sure that he did not get the shot off. However, Billy will get 2 free throws. Makes the first for his 28th point of the ball game.
He's been averaging 57 points per game and 16 rebounds.
And the games that they have won very well or convincingly, Billy has had to score over 60 points, you know. He has had to do it for this team because of the lack of local support in some games.
Well, Great Taste on top by 14 points. Their biggest, 21, when it stood at 51-30.
Harmon Cordinera is a better low post defender. You can see he uses his wide body. Chito still trying to go for the 2 points. Goes to Harmon for the jumper. And there's Chito for the follow-up. That could break the ice for him. could really get him off started on a good offensive roll.
And Cesar trying to tell his teammates, don't look at the attempt, cover the man because nobody boxed out Dynamite.
That's right, in that last play. Dozen point lead for Great Taste. Atoy working on the outside. Throws up a very poor pass. There's Billy running. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Billy says, get out of the way, and he misses over Philip Cesar's outstretched arm.
Oh, Cesar certainly went skying, and Kennedy will stop it in.
That was a great dunk shot there by Kennedy with a lot of force in that last play.
It is now 66-52 for Great Taste. From the corner, nothing from Dynamite, and we go overboard. A little bump from Cordillera. Kennedy says, I didn't want to get here by myself.
You know, and the ball was no longer in play. It was a dead ball situation there. Cordillera just wanting to give a little warning to Kennedy.
I'm here. That's one way to give your calling card. Atoy Ko puts it up for a rainbow shot.
And it's a 3-point shot by Atoy Ko, which ups the lead of Great Taste to 17 again. 3-point attempt by Billy on the other end.
Billy Ray Bates for his second rainbow shot.
Ko in the same territory.
They go inside to Atoy Ko. Gets jammed. He's going to go against Loizaga. That'll be second personal foul. Abe King is back on the floor for Carpio, and Dante Gonzalez services are needed. Dynamite is going to be resting for a while on the matchup here, Distrito and Fabiosa. Backed up by, oh, what a play. Actually, that was quite accidental.
It was a big break there for Great Taste. Billy had come up with the tap for the interception. It went straight to the hands of Fabiosa, so he had a layup. Fabiosa really scuttling in defense there.
They go to Cordillera from the corner. Loose ball picked up by Jaworski momentarily. Distrito says it's mine. Billy Ray Bates in Rainbow Country, 2 on him. Distrito has to look for it.
Still a lot of time on the shot clock, however. 15 seconds for Ginebra.
Dante Gonzalgo looking for room. You've got to be impressed with the defensive rotation of the
Great
Milk
Taste.
Masters.
Yes, Great Taste doing well on defense. Really stopping the inside penetrations for Ginebra, forcing them to pull outside shooting. Good setup play again for Cordillera, but he can't get it. Philip is gone. They get the pass to him. Easy 2 points for Kennedy.
Wanting to make sure, and Kennedy has come up with 7 points out of his 31 right here in the third.
See, nothing is falling for Ginebra. They're getting the good shots, but the shots aren't falling.
And Great Ace is off and away on a run. It is Atoy Ko for a jump shot for his 12th point. What a big 7-point performance here in the third for Atoy Ko.
You know, there are a lot of teams cheering for an upset victory by Great Taste over Ginebra, and that includes San Miguel, Shell, and the Hills Brothers Coffee Kings. They would like to stop this winning streak of Ginebra at this point, which is, I think, stands at 3. No, there's a 3-point shot by Billy.
Billy Ray Bates trying to do it all to himself. He's got to do it. Coming up with 10 points out of his 35. 2 rainbow shots right here in the third.
But they're still 17 points behind. That's a long way to go.
Got to go for a back door and knocked away from his hands by Billy Ray Bates. Here comes Jaworski going to Distrito. Had to put it up high. Quickly now to Fabiosa. Off and away.
And a good drive-in play there by Fabiosa. We're down to 6 minutes and 3 seconds here. A 19-point lead going for Great Taste. 77 to 58.
Fabiosa came up with an 8-point performance of the half. We have another turnover. Another 4 here for 12 for Fabiosa. Jaworski keeping an eye on him. And Kennedy could not control it. Good press by Hamad Cordillera. And right now we have a timeout. Chito Loizaga back on the floor for Distrito, and when we resumed play, a goaltending was called against Kennedy.
On a drive-in play against for Dante Gonzalgo, Sonny Jaworski opting for a higher ceiling on the floor, coming up with Distrito, being lifted by Chito Loizaga. So he's hoping for more rebounding from his players on the court.
Outlet pass, good catch by Dynamite doing a reverse. Good pass by Jaworski.
But Chito has been getting his shots from underneath the basket. He's been missing on the outside. He's got 4 in the ball game right now. He has been cut down somewhat to 15 with still 5 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Ginebra San Miguel playing with 5 team fouls to the 2 of the Milk Masters. Kennedy looking for a cutter, doesn't find any. Tries to work the baseline. That's going to be a body foul against Amon Codinera. That's his third personal foul and the 16th foul of Ginebra San Miguel.
Compared to only 2 for Great Taste, so something working against Ginebra, they might get into penalty early here in the third quarter. And Great Taste with a good inside game could get them into trouble.
Here is Atoyko, got 12 points. Looking for Kennedy, and Kennedy trying to disengage from Amon Codinera. Has been playing it very close.
That's going to be the 17th foul and the 4th personal foul of Cordinera. Seems to be the only one who can guard Kennedy at this point. Now with Ducot with 5, and Carbonilla really not strong enough to push Kennedy out of the paint. There's a bad pass by Philip. Miscommunication between him and Abe King.
But you now find Ginebra San Miguel in penalty situation with a lot of times 7 and 35 to go here in the third.
That's right. Something that's going to work against them here. Good defense being shown here by Great Taste. Chito with another driving play.
Got deflected by Kennedy, and Fabiosa's on the run. Is coming in from the fast lane. Checks himself. Atoyko hits the open man. Back again to him from Cesar.
That's such a great play. A handoff by Philip. At the same time providing the screen for Atoy, who came up with a jumper. Atoy has scored well here in the third quarter after sitting out the second.
Andy, you're right. He's key here, contributing 9 points out of his 14. Cordillera is open. He's got to connect. Short, unlike last Sunday.
Yes, nothing's falling for them at this point, especially the outside game, and another foul by Gonzalo.
That's a lot of savvy coming from Fabiosa. Pretended to look at Cesar and then went for the stretch, drew the foul, and we have a timeout. Missing the first one and trying to go and convert the second one. And he does. It is now 80-62 for Great Taste. Time is down to 3 and 53 here in the third. Ginebra San Miguel in penalty situation. Only 2 team fouls by Great Taste. Jaworski at the corner. He'll take it. Cesar dominated the rebounds. He has pulled down 13 rebounds, 9 and 3.
Yes, he got the majority of his rebounds in the first quarter of the ball game. Philip quite refreshed. They go to the low post game of Kennedy, who comes up with a very poor shot.
Ball King for a moment had it.
Yes, ball taken away from his hands by Sonny Jaworski, who just never stops trying. There's going to be a foul, plus the shot is going to be probably counted because it was trapped by Kennedy.
Watch it once more. This will confirm the statement of Andy.
No, they didn't count it. Although the ball was trapped there very clearly by Kennedy.
Alan Kaidig all set to check right back. Dante Gonzalo.
He'll take 2 from the 15-foot line.
By the way, watch out for a very special production on the exploits of the Filipino boxer Luisito Espinosa. Espinosa in the making of a champion, soon on PTV 4.
Gonzalo misses the second free throw. Ko is being lifted by Alan Kaidik, who came into the ball game. Saw some action in the second quarter. Jumper by Fabiosa. Bates clears the rebound, and the ball is taken away by Abe King.
Quick hands by Abe King, and Kaidik converts it into goal.
Even Bates is suffering from turnover sickness. If there's such a word as turnover-sitis, he's got it because they're not taking care of the ball. You know, the ball to them is a precious thing at this point in this ball game.
Here is Cordinera, score standing 82-63 for Great Taste. It's a rainbow shot coming from Dynamite. He now has 7, all happening here in the third, Andy.
Yes, you know, that's one thing that Ginebra has to work on in the future games. You know, is if their outside shot fails them because of their lack of ceiling in the inside game, they really have very few chances for coming up with rebounds. So that's what's telling against them in this ball game up to this point. Now there's another, there's going to be an offensive foul probably.
Well, that almost blew the head of Armand Cordinera.
No, there's a foul on Cordinera and then another foul called on Kennedy.
Well, prior to that foul called against Cordera, watch it once more.
The foul is called on Cordinera. Because of the penalty situation, Kennedy will take two. But there's a technical foul called on Kennedy for extra motions. Chito Loizaga going to the 15-foot line. The captain ball and missing the free throw.
Sunday, Tuesdays, like
Night and day.
night and day.
Like the other end of the year, you know. No, the foul was committed by Cordinera. They are in penalty, so that will mean two free throws for Kennedy.
Well, Harmer Cordinera is now playing with 5 personal fouls, and the reason that you can't see Jokic is because he had to be pulled out also with the same situation, 5 personal fouls.
32 points now for Kennedy as he makes the first free throw. We have Arnie Tuadles into the ball game for Bernard Fabiosa.
Kennedy has pulled down 10 rebounds, coming up with 1 shot block. That was his 9th point out of 33 right here in the third.
Still an 18-point lead, a very commanding lead being enjoyed by Great Taste.
Here comes Dynamite from Rainbow Country.
2 in a row for Chito Loizaga. It's funny, he missed the 15-foot shot unmolested. This one was a 3-point shot that had to be taken over an outstretched arms of the defensive man, and he makes it.
It's a 15-point lead being enjoyed by Great Taste. 84-69. A minute and 48. Follow the time in your inset. Back rim shot coming from Alan Chaidik. And we'll end up with a jump ball. Kennedy and Billy Ray Bates exchanging glances. Nobody blinked, but definitely a smile from Kennedy. Hey, it's me, buddy.
And they hold hands downstairs after the call. You can see that the intensity level for Billy is there. He wants to win the ball game very badly. He's always been a winner in his trips to the Philippines. And this game could spoil it for them.
Good save, and Danny Gonzalez swatted it away, being pressed by Abe King all the way through. And Abe King almost went right over the board.
That was tenacity spelled with a capital T on the part of Dante Gonzalgo. A very difficult steal coming from a blind side. Just struggling to keep the ball alive. There's the foul by Abe King. He still tries to throw it up, hoping for a chance to make it.
Incidentally, right after this match comes our best player choice, who will be gifted with a pack from Home Pride Noodles.
Great Taste has had a lot of locals that have played well so far in this ball game. Ginebra has very few, although Gonzalgo and Chito Loizaga has certainly contributed here in the third quarter.
Here is Tuadles. You know, the fact that you pointed out when before we started this ball game, and it was that the local lineup of Great Taste can probably be considered the strongest on paper, but somehow in the previous games they seem to be missing the heart. But they do have it, and what a big fighting heart they've got now.
Well, partner, they really have the best local lineup because they just won the All-Filipino. We have to remember that. No? So, they're showing it today. Chito Loizaga in the three-point territory, now taking it in, has a chance for a three-point play on that foul by Tuadles.
You know, he had to follow it up. He had to look at that. He had a twisting neck, and somehow he's just trying to apply some body English.
The captain ball is alive. Chito Loizaga is the captain ball of this team. He's alive. He's trying to bring his team back, and he's doing it every which way that he can.
Well, he's pounding now the attempts, and he had some high level of frustration during the first half. Couldn't buy a basket, and here is a quality player averaging 14, coming up with 0 at the half. And he's making it up right here in the third quarter for his 13th point.
You know, that really showed Cesar knows the game. He was mad at his teammates for allowing Chito an easy follow-up for his first 2 points, and now Chito is on the roll. I mean, once you get started, just keeps on coming. There's a good jumper there, and a good follow-up by Darrell Kennedy. Another offensive rebound there for Kennedy.
Good hand control by Kennedy. For a moment, I thought it was going to slip through his hands. Time down to 40 seconds here in the third quarter. Slipped through the hands of Dante Gonzalgo.
Arnie Tuadles trying to push it up. Most of the white shirts are refreshed except for Kennedy, who has not been lifted from this ball game. No?
At the corner is Abe King. Kaidik. There's a cut by... Oh, what a slide play. Simple, very basic, but very effective.
That's right. Another good play there by the Milk Masters. They have a 16-point lead with only 10 seconds left. Another 3-point shot. Forced one by Chito. Still an opportunity for the Milk Masters to come up with a score.
3 and 3. Kaidik from the wings is open.
You know he can score.
It is 92-74. Great Taste at the end of the third.